Welcome to the India FinTech Diaries, the only podcast focused exclusively on the Indian FinTech market. I'm Elroy.
And I'm Hemant. In each episode, we dive into the latest trends, ideas, innovations, business models, and personalities that are shaping India's fintech landscape.
We also invite amazing guests who are innovators and industry players that are driving the change that is helping make financial services more modern, innovative, and inclusive in India. Come join us as we explore the changing landscape of FinTech in India. Welcome back to India FinTech Diaries, where we unpack the ideas, infrastructure, and people shaping the future of FinTech in India. I'm Elroy.
And I'm Hemant. Today, we are stepping into a part of financial services that touches almost every Indian household, but one that most people only think about at the worst possible moment: the insurance claim. You pay premiums for years, and then when you finally need the money, a hospitalization, a death in the family, an accident, the claim gets delayed, short settled, or rejected outright. IRDAI's latest annual report shows Indian insurers rejected or repudiated health claims worth around 1,000 crores in FY25. That's real money denied to real families and the worst possible moment in their lives. To unpack all of this, we are joined by Shilpa Arora, co founder and COO of Insurance Samadhan, one of India's largest insurance grievance redressal platforms. Welcome to India FinTech Diaries, Shilpa.
Thank you so much for the invite.
Shilpa, you've had a fascinating journey with nearly 3 decades across pharma, insurance, and roles at companies like Max New York Life and Abbott. And then the leap into building Insurance Samadhan, including the now famous appearance in Shark Tank India. Do share a little about your background and what made you walk away from a successful corporate career to start this.
Thank you so much. So, when I was in Mac New York Life Insurance, I happened to meet Deepak, who was the branch head, and Sailesh. We three were involved into customer service. I was in the training. So, any customer who had grievance or an issue with the insurance policy will walk into the branch. We were in the CP branch, which is the largest branch of Max Life Insurance. So, maximum people would walk in to the office and they would talk about their grievances, and then we would try to solve it for them. One day, a crime branch officer walked into our office. He told us that his father has been missold multiple policies and has suffered a heart attack. As a crime branch officer, he could arrest the seller who had done the mis-selling to the elderly person, but he was facing challenges in getting the money back from the insurance company, and these were multiple insurance. We started working on the case. We helped him, and within 6 months, he got all the money from the insurance companies. We then realized that, it's very simple for us to solve these issues because we are right there in the system and we understand the product, we understand the policy terms and conditions, we understand the policyholder rights. A person of crime branch officer of that stature is seeking help from us. He could not solve for his own family, then how would a common person face these situations? So that was a kind of a trigger point for Sailesh sir, and then we three discussed, and we thought, okay, let's try. So grievance redressal platform, because currently only government sites are available, and in the government sites also you have to represent the case. The representation is the key here to fight the grievance. So we three decided, and then we left our jobs and started Insurance Samadhan. In the journey, Sanjay also joined us, who has a legal background. He was also missold a health insurance product and was struggling with the claim. So he could relate with the problem and he joined us. So we started Insurance Samadhan in 2018.
Shilpa, now let's set the scene on the problem itself. Now, from the outside, people assume that insurance is very simple. You have a policy, you make your premium payments on time. When you need to make a claim, you make a claim and you get paid. But in reality, it's very different for policyholders. How do you describe the scale of this problem in India today, and just how big is the market of people who genuinely need help with their claims?
So, as you rightly said, that most of the people think that buying insurance is enough. Generally, in Indian scenario, what is happening is they trust the advisor or they trust the online
Right.
seller, and they just sign the contract without reading the terms and conditions. Also, the inclusion, exclusion in the product. All these comes into a highlight at the time of claim. At the time of claim, they realize, oh, that disclosure did not happen. There was some issue there, that the policy terms and condition does not allow them to make a claim at that point of time. This is a major problem which is happening because people are not taking insurance as a very important product in their life. They are not spending enough time at the time of buying and understanding the product. It's more trust based, it's more low premium based kind of buying that is happening in India. In fact, IRDA data itself suggests that 3 crore health claims were settled annually last year, and the number of complaints have risen from 2 lakh in the year 23 to 2.5 lakhs in the year 25. So so the complaints is increasing, and the problem is only identified at the time of claim and not at the time of selling. So that is one area. And I would say that this is only the recorded numbers at the IRDA side. And these recorded numbers are only when a policyholder registers the complaint in Bima Bharosa. And if
Right.
you generally consider Indian market, not everybody, I mean, is aware of Bima Bharosa. So the scale may be much higher as to what is reported in the IRDA report, considering that Bima Bharosa is not very familiar with everyone. And we have also realized in our journey, when people reach out to us at Insurance Samadhan, I would say less than 1% had actually gone and registered their complaint in Bima Bharosa. They were not even aware. They are not aware of Bima Bharosa. They are not aware of insurance ombudsman. So the scale will be much higher because people don't know, they don't register, people don't know people like Insurance Samadhan exists. So I think the market will be much, almost 10, 15 times higher than what is being reported in the IRDA report.
Shilpa, from your own research and study, right, you found that claim rejection alone makes for 88% of complaints that policyholders have. And like you rightly pointed out, RDA's own report shows that such grievances are industry wide and they make up about 20% of such complaints. Now, what's really driving this? Is the underlying problem generally getting worse, or people are simply becoming more willing to lodge complaints?
So basically, what we see is that there is a mismatch of the understanding of insurance product.
Correct.
As I said, in the hospital also people are not aware of what kind of room they need to
Get,
take.
yeah.
So sometimes the policy says that room capping is say 5,000 rupees. They don't understand that if they take a 7,000 room, it is not just that 2,000 rupees per day, it is a proportionate deduction that would apply to their claims, and then it causes a grievance. There are also problems of limitations in the insurance product. The health insurance may limit your treatment under modern therapy, like the advanced therapies today are robotic surgeries. A lot of cancer is happening. So, in cancer, monoclonal injections are used, oral chemotherapy is used. So, you may have a health insurance of 10 lakh, but the coverage of these therapy may be 2.5 lakhs. So out of pocket expenses happen in the hospital. So there is complete mismatch. As I said, people are not aware, so they are not able to put across their grievances very well. They are only doing to and fro with the insurance company, the customer service, or they're dialing the TPA desk. They do not know how the grievance mechanism is structured in India. So they have to reach out to the GRO. Not everyone is aware what GRO is, so grievance redressal officer. Then they have to file to Bima Bharosa, and then after completion of these, then they can reach out to the insurance ombudsman. So the entire process is very complex. Though the government feels it's very simple, there's no charge and nothing like that, but we find that for India, for Bharat, it is very difficult for a policy holder to justify a rejection, because he needs to first understand the insurance product, understand the medical condition, understand the policy holder rights, and then also understand the right way to approach a grievance, where all to go. So that awareness is grossly missing in India.
So, Shilpa, we spoke about awareness, but which is a problem that starts at right at the point of sale. But it is not sometimes just awareness, but it is on purpose mis-selling as well that happens at the point of sale. Which is, for example, an endowment plan is pushed as a fixed deposit. Policies are sold with fake promises of loan or health cover or something. That itself is a massive driver. So can you walk us through the most common ways a policyholder gets trapped before they even make a claim?
So, as you rightly said, in life insurance, the policy is missold as a fixed deposit, primarily in banks, which has been very well highlighted even by RBI and the Finance Ministry. If you are looking for a loan, then the person is told to buy insurance and then get a loan. So this is another point, which is not a mandate. Also, sometimes when you're searching for a loan, you'll get a call saying that you need an interest-free loan, then you buy this insurance product and we will help you with the loan. Once the person buys the policy, he never gets the loan. Similarly, bonuses are offered. So they may call you saying that, your insurance agent is not actively working with you. And he has certain commissions, and he also has certain money which he has earned out of incentive from your insurance policy. Would you like to claim it? And the person says yes, and then they ask you to buy another policy, and they say that all that commissions will come into that product and you will get a higher return. But that never happens, because there's a free look period of 30 days, and these callers, these sellers, they engage the customer for 30 days. Once the free look period is over, then they stop picking the calls, and then the person realizes that I have been missold, and he gets into that trap. If I talk about health insurance, what is seen is that the products have a lot of variation, as there may be a room rent capping, as I said. There may be a sublimit, there may be exclusion, waiting period, co-payment. So what currently people look at is a lower premium. They say, okay, my premium has increased by 30-40%. Another company is offering me a lower premium. Why don't I shift to that insurance company, without realizing the benefits that they may lose. And people are not spending enough time to understand the product that they are buying. So, and it's mostly sold on trust. So at the time of claim, this problem is coming more forward.
Now let's then talk about claim process itself, which is where you are operating. Now you spoke about the complexity of the process. Even hearing it makes me bewildered. That you start with a GRO, then you go to IRDAI, Bima Bharosa, then there is Insurance Ombudsman, then there is Consumer Court. For someone who is as financially literate as me, even for him, that sounds very, very difficult. So why is this process so difficult for a policyholder to get their own rightful money? Where does the process break down the most in the entire chain?
It's the awareness, I think. So, in the insurance policy, while IRDA has made it a mandate to include a grievance page where the process is mentioned, that you have to write to GRO, Bima Bharosa, and then to the insurance ombudsman, but people don't actually read. It's so tiny prints, and it's a whole booklet. They don't know which page to refer to. So because of lack of awareness, people are basically calling the customer service, and in the customer service, not very technical person is sitting, and then there is a to and fro, and after a particular time, then the person feels frustrated. They may use a social media to write their complaints, but that does not really help. You actually have a timeline to follow. So in the grievance system also, when you write to GRO, there is a time frame that within 14 days the GRO must respond to you. Such escalation has to happen twice as per the process. So you have to write to the insurance GRO once you have a grievance. Now, this grievance has to be well represented. That means the person should understand the terms and conditions in the policy against which that person is fighting. He or she should also understand the health conditions where the rejection has happened, and what are the policy holder right laid out by IRDA. For example, IRDA in health insurance say that there is a moratorium period of 5 years. Now, most people would not know this term, moratorium period of 5 years. This is a policyholder right, that if you have an insurance product for 5 years, health insurance, then after 5 years the claim is not cannot be disputed. So you can fight if your policy is say 6-7 years old and now the claim is getting rejected. You can put a pointer that moratorium period is crossed and now my claim is payable. Similarly, in life insurance, section 45 applies. So if you have paid three premiums, then the claim is unlikely to be rejected unless there's a very big fraud which is being detected or highlighted. So these are certain things which policyholder does not understand. So you have to first write to the GRO, wait for 14 days, again do an escalation, 14 days, still a rejection happens, then you go to Bima Bharosa, wait for 14 days, another escalation, wait for 14 days. So 2 months kind of this process. And then with all those documentation, policy document, whatever, exchange that has happened between you and the GRO, that and the rejection reason, then you file your insurance complaint to ombudsman. If any of the document is missing when you're filing at the ombudsman, that leads to a trap wherein they will completely, again and again ask the same document, and even if you submit, your complaint would not be registered, so they will close. Then you have no way to go, so then you are stuck. Then you have to go to consumer court, which obviously takes more time. Now, at ombudsman also there is a limitation that you have to reach to the ombudsman within 1 year of the rejection. So if a person continues to write to the insurance company, and try again and again the same communication, you are actually losing your time for filing at the ombudsman. The day you cross 1 year, then the ombudsman body would not take your grievance. Then you move to the consumer court. Consumer court in India are really slow. It is taking 2 to 3 years, more than 3 years, in fact, for resolution of the grievance, and the amount of money required to spend to fight that case, you need a lawyer, then it becomes even more complex and people drop out. So it's about understanding the grievance, representing it well, and representing the grievance in the time frame, which is very important. And this is a missing thing. As I said, in mis-selling, people generally realize that mis-selling as an FD has happened after a year when the second premium comes. So an elderly person who has been sold a FD would realize that, after a year, the premium is being demanded. Then he understands, oh, this is a mis-selling. But by that time, your ombudsman situation is also lost because a year has passed. You have to report immediately. So these are certain challenges which we are also trying to report to the finance ministry, that these are things that needs to be considered. It's not as simple as it looks like.
Yeah, definitely as simple as it looks like. It doesn't even look simple after hearing you. But just to pressure test one more data point, one more point that you spoke about at the ombudsman level, we have got a data point which says 4 in 10 disputed rejections are getting overturned in policy holders' favor. Now that means it's hopeful and damning, because that means those number of legitimate claims were wrongly denied in the first place. Now think about that, and then the fight is between a person whose day job is not this versus an army of lawyer that an insurer may have. Is this a clear example of further complication? There is so much information asymmetry between a normal consumer and an insurer, and that makes it even more complicated for them.
So you are right that 40% of the complaints that have reached to the ombudsman are on the policyholder side, which means that genuine claims are being rejected. There is a problem. One, the insurance ombudsman is not that simple as it looks. So again, the process is like you have to file a complaint form, which has to be submitted physically and online both, with all the documentation, all the communication that has happened with the insurer. After a month or two, you will get a Form 6A. So, this Form 6A again needs to be filled and submitted to the ombudsman. And after a month or so, you will get a hearing date. Now, this hearing date, it's either online or offline. Now, ombudsman is moving more towards online hearing, wherein a link is shared, and one side is the ombudsman, the other side is the insurer, and then the policy holder. Now, there is definitely a gap because we have seen the insurance ombudsmen are generally the retired IAS bureaucrats who may not understand the insurance products as such or the insurance grievances. They are more relying on the information which is written by the policyholder and the arguments of the insurer. Now here there is a clear cut gap that the only the policy holder is allowed to represent the case. From the insurer side, there may be a lawyer or an expert in insurance who may be putting across the insurer argument. So chances of losing are higher if you are not well prepared at the insurance ombudsman hearing point. So this is a gap which recently Karnataka High Court also highlighted, and they gave a policyholder a fair chance that they can use an external agency to represent the case, though this has not been practically implemented. But then there is a case being won by one of the policyholder where the Karnataka High Court did realize that there is a gap, and they allowed the policyholder to take help from outside. So we also are doing the similar thing. Like at the time of hearing, we our expert trains the in policy holder that you have 2 to 3 minutes for your hearing. So you have to be very specific of the pointers that should lead to a win. You cannot talk emotions at that point of time because there's a limitation of time on online also. The ombudsman will allow you to say 2 3 statements, and then based on those statements a judgment will be passed immediately. So you have to be very cautious on what you are speaking, and there is a gap.
Shilpa, now let's talk about Insurance Samadhan itself. For listeners hearing about you for the first time, how do you describe what the platform actually does? Maybe you can talk to us in the context of a customer journey in practice. Let's assume that someone calls you with a rejected claim. What does that process look like from registration to document review to actually taking the fight to the insurer or the ombudsman? How do you decide which cases you can genuinely help with as well?
So from the start, we have developed a technology wherein all the documents are
Right.
fed into the system, and then basis a certain algorithm and criterias which, as I said, our system needs policy terms and conditions, the reason of rejections, and what are the policy holder rights which would support the case. So basis that we only accept genuine claims. So that algorithm helps us to take a decision. Now we have also developed an RAG based system wherein we have solved about 26,000 cases. All these cases are in our system. So we have trained the system in such a way that once a case comes, they will look at the historical data of similar cases being resolved. And then from that data, whatever communication has happened between the insurer or the ombudsman awards that we have received of resolution, the system picks up a similar case and say that this the probability of solving this case is this much. The RAG system also gives you an idea of what are the arguments that can help you win. So we have moved from a manual expert to like a agentic AI or RAG based system where everything. So we are developing that kind of intelligence, and this is working very well for us, especially in health insurance cases where we have a huge experience. So this system is picking up. So this decides whether the claim is genuine or not. It also flags to the expert. So if an expert intervention is required, then
Right.
we have people who would look at the claim and then decide whether this claim can be taken or not taken. The journey is simple. Once the expert accept the claims, then the policy holder has to pay a registration fee, which is 999. This is
Yeah.
basically to keep the commitment because, as I said, this journey is longer and frustrating. People drop out.
Yeah.
So to keep that commitment, we charge 999. The journey starts with a representation to the GRO. Once we receive a mail back from the GRO, an escalation is sent. We help the policyholder register in Bima Bharosa. And then all the ombudsman, as I said, there are 3 steps at ombudsman. You have to file a complaint form, then fill a form 6A, and then do the hearing. So all the hand holding is done by our team. So we have a Polyfix app. So customer, once they have registered, would download a Polyfix app. Everything will come in the Polyfix app. So for example, the first draft that has to go to GRO,
Okay.
the mail would be drafted. It will be written on the Polyfix app that this is the GRO email ID, and the mail, his Gmail would open in the app. The policyholder has just to press the send button. It is as simple as that. If they want any changes, if they have missed out any point, they may call us. We'll make the change. Otherwise, it's as simple as sending a send button and the complaint is gone to the GRO. Similarly, pressing a send button and the complaint goes to the insurance ombudsman. So that kind of application we have developed, which is more relevant for Bharat, that you don't have to do too much. Just a send button click and your complaint, your grievance is moving the next step.
Shilpa, you mentioned a very interesting fact that you only charge a small registration fee of 999. And then I believe you also earn when the customer wins through a success fee. Why did you
Yes.
structure your commercial in this fashion, and how does it change the trust equation between you and the customer?
In the start of the journey, we realized that the customer is already at loss. Somebody is
Correct.
in the hospital, right, and struggling with the bill. Somebody has a home loan and there's a death in the family, and now the he's struggling to pay the loan and get the house free, or death in the family, the widow is struggling. So we decided from the start that we cannot charge such people. They're already struggling. They are trust deficit. How would they trust us now? We may also cheat them. They may also have that fear that I have already made a loss of lakhs. Now this another person is coming and they won't trust us also. So from the start, we decided that registration fee. And then once we successfully resolve the case, we charge 20% of the claim amount that they get. So this model works better because then they have the money to pay. Initially, if we ask, then they may not come ahead also because they have already suffered a huge loss.
That makes a lot of sense. And Shilpa, anyone operating in a space which is this sensitive, you would always have a couple of or a few war stories which have stuck with you. Can you talk through us about a story which has stuck with you on the importance of this mission that you and your co-founders have undertaken?
So yes, there are many stories. Many people come to us. They touch our feet because we did help them in very critical time of their life where their finances were gone for a toss. So one critical case that we handled was a Pulwama soldier. So while in the war, he had taken about 6 bullets, which led to 70% disability. This soldier is from Punjab and he has also given a testimonial which is available on the YouTube as well. So he had the certificate of disability from the government, from the army, but still the claim was not being paid by the insurer. So he had a disability insurance from the bank, but there was a lot of to and fro going, and it was over a year and he was not getting the claim. He reached out to us, and within a month we could help him get the claim. So that was a very happy point for us because this soldier was suffering. He had fought for our country and he was not getting the claim. We did not charge him also. We gave him a lot of discount. But that was a very happy moment. Another very interesting case we had at the start. There's a elderly citizen in Jaipur. He reached out to us and he was sold 100 policies
What?
with over 1 crore of premium.
Really, 100 policies?
100 policies were missold to him. So his son was studying abroad and he reached out to us that, my family is so angry and I've lost 1 crore and I have these 100 policies with me. Can you help? He had no trust, obviously. He was crying at that point of time that, but we slowly started, and there were multiple. There were about 10, 11 life insurance companies of whom 100 policies were sold. We started working with him. It took us time. Initially, we could solve about 60, 70, but over a period of 2 years, we could get the entire money back to him, and he's so happy. He came crying and now he sends, sweets to us that, you helped my family in a big way because he has lost all the money, all the retirement fund that he had to this mis-selling.
Wow. Wow. So, Shilpa, let's zoom out a bit. The entire regulatory and structural backdrop of this industry is shifting really fast. The IRDAI's Insurance for All by 2047 goal is there. Recently, and after a long wait, GST exemption on the individual life and health premiums has kicked in. And IRDAI is now preparing a code of conduct for the hospital insurer contracts. How do you see these changes reshaping the grievance landscape over the next few years?
I feel that grievance is going to increase only. Why I would say that even in the developed market like US, this is a huge problem. health claim rejection, mis-selling is a huge problem. You will find insurance samadhan kind of arrangements everywhere in the US with posters and banners who are helping the policy holders with the claim. So if that market is facing issue, our market is still less aware. We can't expect everyone to understand the policy. Also, we see that in the hospital also there is a lot of issues that hospitals are more driven by revenue, and it's a known fact now with the corporate hospital. And if you look at lower nursing home, again there also the processes are not so correct. So this problem will always be there even if IRDA tries to solve for the. First of all, I don't think hospital would agree to similar rates considering the infrastructure cost that they have. So a Medanta cannot be equated to a nursing home for the same treatment. So these kind of things are a little difficult to implement, and there are gaps. So insurance company are also under a lot of lot of burden of settling very huge claims. I have personally experienced this. My mother had cancer, so I have personally experienced how the bills are being inflated in the hospitals, and this puts an entire burden on the insurance company to pay such bills. Hospitals in India are not regulated. There is no regulator sitting on the hospital where you can make a grievance. You know that we hear so many times that such and such person was unnecessary put a stunt. Unnecessary treatment, over treatment is happening in the hospitals. So such things, unless there is a hospital regulator controlling the hospital, and then the insurance regulator regulating insurance structure, and then they mutually coordinate with each other, then there may be a solution. But with the current scenario, I don't think that there will be a solution. The grievance is only going to increase. There are lifestyle issues. The burden of diseases like cancer, heart problems are only increasing, and we are not able to, you know, we don't have preventive kind of structure in India where how to prevent diseases. That kind of insurance is not there. We are only coming at the time of when the things have flared up, and now the hospitalization is there. So that structuring is also missing, where the insurance company can probably do something about prevention of the pool of policyholder they have, do certain programs to reduce the claim burden. So these kind of things as things that should happen, rather than code of conduct, hospital insurance contract. So they may do a contract, but who will take care of the policy holder? So as per the contract, the insurance company can deny the claim. You are not following the contract.
Yeah.
But where does the policy holder go? Policy holder has to pay to the hospital. Nobody is there to help the policy holder in the hospital. So I don't think this can really work. The grievances is only going to increase as the penetration of insurance will increase.
And Shilpa, finally, what does the ideal future state look? Let's assume that an Indian family buys a policy sometime in the future, maybe falls ill and makes a claim. What should that experience eventually look like? And what role do you see insurance Samadhan playing in getting us there?
So what we want, Insurance Samadhan wants that at the time when you have bought the product, immediately upload on Polyfix app.
Right?
Check. We have made Know Your Policy, which is a very simplified version of insurance understanding in the terms that a policy holder will understand. So you actually see what are the coverages in your own terms in your policy. We also flag in the red flags that if there's a room rent capping, there's a sub limit, there's a co-payment. So you are flagged right at the start. There's a pre-existing disease. We do ask that if you have any pre-existing disease, have you declared the same? If you have not declared and it's not mentioned in the insurance policy, it can lead to rejection at the time of claim. So we want the policy holder to come right at the start, file their claim also through us. So we have health claim reimbursement, wherein if there is a claim, they can file the claim through us. We have a OCR arrangement wherein we read the policy, the discharge summary bills, and we fill the claim form. and send it to the insurance company. So this will, so one of the reason why claims get rejected is incomplete documentation as per the IRDA report. So we complete the documentation so that you don't face a claim rejection. And then if the rejection happens, then we are there with the policy holder if it's a genuine claim. So I think the entire cycle post purchase is something that we are looking at, that every policy holder can file everything through us. They can also, store all the products on the Polyfix app, and they can also share the link with their family, because what we have also seen that if somebody like the father knows about the insurance, and if the father suffers strokes and he's in coma, then the family is not aware of where the insurance product is. So we have designed this app in such a way that you can also share the link with your daughter, son,
Sure.
wife. So that also we have done. It's important that the service side is strengthened. In the current scenario in the insurance company, it is only the selling side. So you buy insurance, they will do everything for you. But the service side, where the claim happens, there is a huge gap. That gap we are trying to fill in the industry.
Shilpa, this was a fascinating and very important conversation. It's definitely a reminder to us that behind every insurance policy is a promise, and platforms like yours are helping make sure that that promise is kept to customers. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope this will help the policyholder understand grievance system much better.
Definitely, Shilpa. To all our listeners, thank you for tuning in to India FinTech Diaries. If you enjoyed this episode, do subscribe and share it with others in the ecosystem. We'll be back soon with another conversation from the frontiers of Indian FinTech soon.